What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett.
I'm Lance.
And this is Rants R Us.
As always, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share our content.
Today we're going to be talking about, will the budget of the House of the Dragon be its downfall?
Yes. I won't say yes. I think it could be, because I think that's what happened towards the end of Game of Thrones. The budget to create all her dragons took away from the rest of the show.
This is kind of where I'm really worried about this, and I know we've talked about that in previous videos, but I actually am really worried about it, because if the dragons, Daenerys' dragons, were a problem, what are they going to do with
there's a whole lot more?
Yeah, a whole lot.
There's supposed to be like an army of dragons, basically.
So every one of those Targaryens is going to have their own dragon.
Yeah. So how they going to manage that? They couldn't manage three.
Yeah. So we're talking about a huge. It's going to have to be a huge.
And they can't use the same dragons. They're all going to have to look different.
Yeah. Balerion, they're going to have to, he's bigger than any of them.
All of her dragons put together,
basically,
if not more.
So, they're going to have to really discuss this. This is really going to be an issue when it comes to that. It really
is an issue. And I felt like that's what happened towards the end of Game of Thrones. It got so crappy because they were running out of budget for the rest of the show.
Well, I almost kind of felt like that was their excuse to kind of have fewer episodes and all that stuff. They didn't want, Dan and Dave to be the bad guys in it, but they were actually the ones that was kind of like, we kind of want out of this.
We talk about the true villains of Game of Thrones all the time. Maybe it was Dan and Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't dispute that. Because they're the ones that basically ruined season 8 for us. Season 7 for us.
Season 8. Possibly 6, 7, and 8.
They made the White Walkers garbage. All of this little things like that.
That made me so mad. The build up for the White Walkers to be like, one battle, we're done with it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way
too. You made it seem like the White Walkers was the villain of the show. And then you just wiped them out in one battle.
And then they're like, oh no, it's actually Cersei. But then we're going to take Cersei out really easily too. So it's kind of like,
the way they took her out was stupid to me.
Because they had the whole Golden Company, they had all of these people, and it was
I wanted someone to
big battle,
brutally kill her, not let her get crushed.
Well, I kind of feel like, Well, see, now this is one thing that I actually did have a problem with in Game of Thrones. I felt like the dragons actually took away from maybe some of the really cool battle scenes that we could have had.
Yeah, it definitely took away from the White Walker battle alone. Like, the big deal was the dragon turning into a White Walker. I'm like, that's so stupid to me.
I know, but I felt like
and that people, was always... if you go on Google, that's one of the most Googled things. Which dragon became a White Walker? I'm like, who gives a shit?
And why did, now that I think about it, why did the Night King even need his army of the dead if he had a dragon? It doesn't stop. That's the way Daenerys feels about it. Yeah. It's like, hey, I don't need my army here. I can just go in there and, wipe out a whole, King's Landing.
And just the whole village, the whole city.
So, I don't
know. But, I think the budget is going to be an issue. And I don't know if they just... You would think they have thought this out because they realized that with the last series that it was an issue. Why would you think it wouldn't be an issue this time unless they just got bigger investors or something? I don't know.
Well, see, are they going to put more money into this show?
That's what I'm saying.
See, I cannot imagine after the, look, no matter how you look at it, Game of Thrones, was kind of a disaster for them because they had all these spin-offs.
Game of Thrones.
And these last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones just completely ruined
Game of Thrones
all
was
this
a big
money
letdown
for
me. It's like going to a restaurant and seeing this pretty burger on the menu, and then they bring you out this little slider.
I know.
That's how Game of Thrones
felt to me.
Like a little White
Castle.
Yeah, that's how Game of Thrones felt to me. They made it such this big thing. I couldn't wait, and then it was like, this is it.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, you're right on that. But so that, and that's kind of what I kind of worry about the House of the Dragon.
It's getting a lot of hype, so I'm starting to worry that it's gonna be the Great White hype.
See, Game of Thrones for the first few seasons did live up to the hype, but House of the Dragon, I worry about the hype is going to
the hype's going to be bigger than what the show is, and I think that. I hope not, because I was excited about it because I'm buying into the hype. But then they're putting all this hype, and then I'm worried that we're going to start it and be like, "This is what you're giving me."
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Well, I mean, and the hype is. I mean, let's face it. The hype is for more dragons and seeing all these epic dragon fights in the air, because that's something we haven't actually got to see.
House of the Dragon video previously about if they didn't play too much to the dragon, it could be a great show. But they're gonna. It's the House of the Dragon.
It's Targaryens. Yeah, they
it's Targaryens. Exactly. So, but yeah, I think the budget's gonna kill the show.
I think the budget plus the hype
if
is
they
gonna
didn't
kill the
dump
show.
maybe 2 times or 3 times the money they dumped into Game of Thrones, this show ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of feel like if the ratings start to maybe not be as good as what they think it is, then they'll kind of be like, okay, they're not going to cancel it just outright. So they're going to be like, okay, we're going to lessen the episodes of it, or we're going to say lessen it's budget.
Or even if they don't lessen the episodes, they're going to lessen the content. They're going to have a lot of filler episodes that don't amount to crap.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be for that.
No.
If they start doing that, I'm just going to quit watching it.
No, because if you're going to have the House of Dragons, you're going to do the whole Targaryen thing. You got to do the whole Targaryen thing.
The Civil Wars, between them and the Starks, and
well, the Stark, because they're going to have to show. They're going to show backstories of Aegon.
They're going to have to do the Civil War with the Targaryens, but they're going to have to show us the Civil War between the Stark family too.
And there's all these little things about maybe there's dragon eggs in the Crypts of Winterfell and all these other little things. Like
with the Crypts of Winterfell.
There's going to be some things that are going to be brought out about that.
This is 300 years previously, so there's a lot of mystery about the Crypts of Winterfell. Then there's still a lot of mysteries about the Crypts of Winterfell on Game of Thrones that we didn't get answers on.
Yeah,
and so I mean.
I just personally,
I feel like they're gonna have to touch on all this, and I don't think that if they're gonna pour too much into these dragons, and they're not gonna have the budget to really give us the full story that we want.
See, I think that's something that they bought into their own hype. They're like, oh, we got to do something spectacular after Game of Thrones, but I don't think people are gonna really forget Game of Thrones. Like, no, I feel like it's always going to be the Game of Thrones spinoff.
And that's something else I kind of worry about too. Is so many Game of Thrones fans still have a bad taste in their mouth. Are they even going to give this a shot?
Could be. I mean, you've probably lost half your audience.
I'm barely willing to.
I mean, I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it. But then there's certain things.
I'm not going to get excited about it until I've seen a few episodes. Because I was way too excited for Game of Thrones. And it was the biggest letdown in my life.
Well, see, I kind of feel like the book that this is based off of has really rubbed fans the wrong way.
It has because it's not what they wanted.
Well, yeah, because they're believing that that was the reason why George R.R. Martin hadn't finished.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They wanted him to finish that. Instead, he's giving us this, and so they're not going to be like I said. And
feels like he's wasted 2 years,
and that other spinoff that was going to happen that ended up getting pulled.
Yeah, one from like
so he already
10 years ago.
He already disappointed a lot of fans by not putting that out.
Let's see, that would have been the initial one that they would have gone with if it hadn't been the White Walkers been such a busted towards the end. Like that was going to be it.
But I mean, fans kind of were wanting that, and he didn't give it to us. So now they're kind of like, well, you didn't give us that. We don't want this. Why am I going to watch it?
Basically, so.